Atlanta isn't just Atlanta anymore. On TikTok, it's Atlantis. Yeah, I wish I was joking.
Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis.
People genuinely believe the city is the lost underwater kingdom and that they are the original Atlantean gods whose powers were stolen in some magical war. Yes, sounds insane. I know, it's because I don't know. It is. It's just stupid.
In Atlanta, Federal Foundation of Black Atlanteans or something like that. They're claiming that Atlanta used to be Atlantis, the underwater city.
But it's also spreading like wildfire. I had a look and I'll enlighten you as well. I'm gonna break down where the theory came from, why people believe it, and how TikTok promotes it like there's no tomorrow, and why these stories are both hilarious but also dangerous. So this is the rise of spiritual psychosis on TikTok.
To keep us in these hexes and these curses and these jinx. A lot of us wonder if we so powerful, how the did they take this from us? Well, they did it using spells.
Here's the claim. Atlanta is Atlantis. Not metaphorically, not poetically. Literally. People are out here saying that the streets of Atlanta sit on top of some sunken empire that was built by divine gods. And how do they prove it? Well, the names sound similar. I mean, that's it.
Gathering in Atlanta with copper crosses and copper energy mines talking about Atlanta is Atlantis, hoping that they can gather all their energy to make Atlantis rise or something.
Atlanta, Atlantis, that's the smoking gun. So if we take this logic, then Paris should be paradise, isn't it? I mean, No, okay. Dallas must be Dalai Lama's summer home probably, but once you buy in, the story goes full Marvel nonsense and crossover that it blows everybody's minds. Supposedly, black Americans are the original Atlanteans.
Are the ancient Atlanteans that the world forgot.
They're gods who once lived underwater with advanced technology. I'm not talking about Wakanda Forever and Black Panther, no. This is Atlanta.
A group of people online right now and people gathering in person who think that the ancient city of Atlantis was actually in Atlanta, Georgia, and that black people were its inhabitants, and that they're creating an energy vortex by gathering together, and they are going to resummon the spirit of Atlantis.
Well, imagine that after that, then came a magical war. It wasn't slavery, colonization, not Jim Crow, nope. It was just some spells, some heebie-jeebie, booga booga, and then the rain started. No, they used light magic apparently to erase their memories and strip their powers.
Curses and hexing us and jinxing us. It's been a war, it's been a magic, it's been a war, it's been a magical war the whole time.
Probably Harry Potter's in somewhere in a corner shaking. And it doesn't stop there. Believers point to Atlanta being on the 33rd parallel, claiming it's a planetary energy vein. Like the city itself is plugged into the Earth's motherboard.
So transparent that it is a mockery of what Atlantis already is, because Atlantis has not sunk, but it is rising into what it is today, that you can see through electricity, meaning that your energy is being used and siphoned in the motherboard. In order for gematria to even work and to align itself up, it has to be siphoned and it has to be valued to a numerical value that these Jesuits or these higher orders are able to harvest within our energy, because we are the batteries funding their society. Because without these buildings being able to be built, because how is a building when it's already built?
Newsflash, the only thing running through Atlanta veins is Waffle House grease probably, and the blood pressure spikes it causes. Now let's reality check. Atlantis was never real, just to put it out there. This was done by Plato, who wrote it about 360 BCE, back in the day, as a story, as a metaphor, as a hubris about what it was in corruption. It was a cautionary tale, sort of say. Not a travel brochure. It seems that TikTok stories don't need facts. They just need filters, dramatic voiceovers, and maybe a crystal or two waved in front of the camera, and suddenly allegory becomes ancestry. Now, I get it. This isn't just some random lunacy. There is a reason it resonates. If your history is defined by slavery, oppression, and disconnection from heritage, then claiming divine ancestry feels empowering. So, fair point.
Our kin with the animals. First was the water kingdom, because we first lived in the water before we became amphibious and evolved onto the land, and we created the second great kingdom here on the land. which is what most people know as
It's rewriting trauma into glory, put in other terms, saying we weren't chained, we were chosen, pretty much.
Right now. Look, we came from slaves and that's okay. Y'all wanted to be Indians, Israelites, mermaids, aliens, anything but just acknowledging our actual, like, real history. But y'all over here talking about Atlanta is Atlantis.
The hunger for identity is pretty much real. And TikTok, well, it pours gasoline on that fire. The algorithm doesn't care if you're learning or hallucinating. It just cares if you engage. Like you wouldn't know how TikTok works by now. And what gets more engagement than someone confidently telling you your third eye is locked and you need a pineal gland which is calcified and this is why you're broke? Huh? If you scroll long enough, the word salad starts to sound convincing, such as Atlantis didn't sink. It vibrated to a higher frequency.
Higher frequency that you can't see, because the higher you move in frequency, it vibrates so fast that you can't see it with these two eyes. And y'all ain't got y'all pineal glands unlocked.
You can't see it because your DNA isn't awakened yet. And also, colonizer put spells on your memories that's why we forgot we could fly as well. It's mystical mad lunacy, pretty much. Take one scientific word, one spiritual buzzword, you shake it, then you serve it, and boom, you have viral content that's flowing around apparently. Let's not pretend that it's just for fun. There's always a hustle behind it, most likely, or is gonna appear when you're gonna have paid courses, crystal starter kits, Atlantean DNA activation kits, and sessions on Zoom for 400 quid maybe. Who knows? You're not just reclaiming your heritage, you're swiping your debit card because TikTok has turned spiritual psychosis into a business model, pretty much. So yeah, it's easy to laugh at these ideas of underwater god kings living beneath Georgia, but when millions of people are liking, sharing and stitching those videos, well, it stops being a joke, I'm afraid. It becomes an echo chamber where fantasy isn't just entertainment, it's drenching their substitute for reality out of them.
We are woke. Atlanta is Atlantis.
Now, here's where it goes from silly to sinister. The narrative doesn't stay at Atlanta is Atlantis. It actually escalates into racial superiority. A lot of these videos don't just claim we were gods. They claim we are gods and everyone else's time is up.
To forever. No more. Like we said, y'all mother time is up.
I mean, what the fuck is this? That's not empowerment. That's supremacy dressed up in a cosmic language. There are certain things that I push to the extreme pretty much. No one cares about that. But if you think that this is unique, it's not. TikTok has its own flavor, which they blend in with starseeds, which you have people that are convinced they're reincarnated aliens from Pleiades to guide humanity.
Let's keep it serious. Sounds problem.
So you see, you got two different movements, you got different communities, but they have the same playbook. Both take speculative myths, Atlantis, alien, and twist them into chosen one narratives. Some might bypass realities of being human beings, which actually is a cosmic reality, and both end up reinforcing old hierarchy in new costumes. The danger isn't fantasy itself. Humans have always told myths to feel special. The danger is when those myths harden into belief systems that divide people and excuse their lives and discourage real solutions, pretty much. You don't need to fight systemic injustice or whatever they're claiming if you can't just declare yourself a god walking to ascend. I mean, why would you fight when you're a god? I mean, I don't know, it's just stupid. So to break it down for you at the end, Atlanta is not Atlantis. Just wake the fuck up. Unless you're talking about disappearing every time it rains, then maybe, I don't know. But there's the bigger point. Spiritual Psychosis on TikTok isn't really about Atlanta or aliens, unfortunately. It's about the hunger to feel significant in a world that keeps telling you you're powerless. And that hunger is understandable. But the solution people are chasing, now that's the fantasy. And the tragedy is that those fantasies never heal. They don't fix your trauma. They're not gonna change your reality. They just rebrand pain with hashtags and crystals maybe. And meanwhile, when you look at the real history, the real resilience and survival of Americans or any other communities looking for belonging, they get overshadowed by cosplay spirituality. And the irony? I don't think you need Atlantis to be powerful. You don't need an alien ancestry to matter. Being yourself or being human is enough. And yes, human is boring compared to an amphibious demigod royalty, but boring is the only thing back to keep you sane.